Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the School of Science. My name is Luke, and today we're going to be talking about Jack Grealish. So he has now put pen to paper with Everton, and he is now with us for a season-long loan. So, what are we expecting from good old Jack Grealish? Now, before we kick things off, I'd just like to let you know, my computer's having a little bit of an issue at the moment, so a lot of the editing is going to have to be done either via my phone or my laptop. I'm going to be doing this one with my phone for the time being, just to see how I can get along with it. So basically what's happened is one of the hard drives has failed and we're currently trying to fix it. It's given me an ETA of 16 hours at the moment, so that's not too bad. We could potentially be back in business tomorrow, but I wanted to get this one out because it's a nice fresh signing. We've got a good little bit to talk about, and I'm excited, you know. This is essentially our marquee signing. This is a James Rodriguez. This is a Kanchelski. It's that. I can't even say it's Mikel Arteta because Mikel Arteta was a bit of an unknown. Adam Asnou's more of a Mikel Arteta. Charlie Alcaraz is more of an Arteta. These are they're the sort of signings that were like an Arteta sign. They basically came in, we were like, I don't know what he's like. Sorry, let me just fix that. That's annoying me that I'm seeing it like that. We weren't sure what he was like, and then he impressed us, so that's what they're like. So this is more of a James Rodriguez or a Kanchelski signing. It's a very big signing, and it's probably going to be the one that's going to, sort of mark our transfer window and how well it's been. And especially so if, let's say, for example, we get the 2 right wingers we want to get and the right back or 2 right backs we want to get. Also, I think Moyes has also mentioned he wants a defensive midfielder, a number 6, another one, just to cover for Jesse Gay. But in all fairness, I'd like to say Timothy Burnham might be the one for that role. If we can get him just to sort of wind his neck in a bit and he's not trying to prove his point, just say to him, look, keep it calm, keep it collected, just make sure you're the second to last line of defence. Just help the defenders, make it so that they're not having as tough of a time. But I digress. I am going off topic already, and it hasn't even been 3 minutes. Actually, no, it hasn't even been 3 minutes. Right, so Jack Grealish. What are we expecting from him? So, to start things out, he's a left winger. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be going, okay, so we've got 3 left wingers now, and no right winger, and 1 right back. What's going on? Right, so yes, he is a left winger, but he is whilst we've currently got the sirloins and ribeyes of left wingers, he's the Japanese Wagyu left winger in comparison to them. Don't get me wrong, McNeil, great left winger. Ndai, beautiful left winger. He is a prime ribeye left winger. But Jack Grealish is just on another level. Now, bear in mind, Jack Grealish is 29 at the moment. He will be 30 in September. So instead of going up at the moment, he's at his plateau, coming close to the decline. But I think we can still massively benefit. He will come into the squad and he will instantly be one of the best players in our squad like that. So what we're expecting from him is a player who's got a decent amount of pace. He's got calves bigger than my thighs. And he's just a bag of tricks, not in the way of how Iliman Ndiaye is. He's just someone who knows how to move with the ball and get up the field and just either draw a foul, get the distribution and get it into the box. He's very smart. His gameplay intelligence is just on another level. So what we have right now is a prime opportunity to break the top 10. Now, if we didn't get Jack Grealish, I would have said, okay, let's say about 12th to 9th maybe. But with Jack Grealish in the squad, as long as he stays fit, he doesn't pick up any injuries. If he does minute injuries to keep him out maybe a game or 2, and the cup and his potential cup ties are coming up, so we could have anywhere between 2 to 4 games where we could be missing him. In them situations, that's when we are going to miss him. So let's say, for argument's sake, we miss him for 7, maybe 8 games of the season. Now, I'm taking that into account of including the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. So let's say we miss him for, 6 games in the Premier League and 2 games in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Just as a hypothetical. So in them situations, we would have to maybe resort to, say, Dwight McNeil or bring Gilliman and Dye back onto the left. And then from there, we just have to sort of hodgepodge together and see where we go from there. But like I said, he's an absolute pedigree of a left winger. I'm excited to see him come into the squad. And he's just a great guy. He's a very great guy. He's always got the time of day for the fans. So if anyone's ever seen the video in the Champions League final when they were getting the winners' medals, everyone shaking the UEFA president or whoever it was, presenting the awards, but ignoring the blind girl right next to him. Jack Grealish goes up, acknowledges the blind girl, gives her a nice handshake, acknowledges her, takes his medal. Does what none of the other Man City players did. On top of that, he's always got the time of day for fans. I always remember there was a video. Jack Grealish was coming back to play against Aston Villa, just after signing with Man City. And there was a kid basically acknowledging him and getting all upset that he saw him. He basically saw his idol, getting all upset and everything. And he just had the time of day. He was like, hey, why are you crying, mate? Come on. Hey, like really trying to cheer him up, doing everything he can. He's a really good people person. And we need more footballers like that. You guys know it yourselves. There's a good chunk of footballers nowadays who've got a bit of a, elitist sort of mannerism about them. So having someone like that in our squads, basically, he is like the poster boy of what the People's Club is meant to be. The players loving the fans and actually having the time of day to speak with the fans. So, yeah, also just a quick one. He is taking the number 18 shirt. He said this is because of Wayne Rooney and Paul Gascoigne, or Gaza. Now, I know a lot of people have pointed fun at the fact of Jack Grealish getting the shirt and referencing Gaza and all of his antics and everything like that, but let's put that one to bed. It's a bit of a silly one in all honesty. But all in all, I am excited to see him play for us. Now let's say, there's a hypothetical of how we could potentially line up against Leeds. Now let's say before the Leeds game, we don't get any more signings, no right winger, no right back or anything like that. This is the squad we've got now is the squad we have come Monday. So in goal, Jordan Pickford, all day long. On the left back, now, bear in mind, Mykolenko is injured at the moment, so Adam Asnu would be the one falling into there. You'd then have Jared Branthwaite, James Tarkowski, and Jake O'Brien. So, right there, you've basically got three massive centre-backs. Well, two massive centre-backs and a massive right-back. Now, bear in mind, Jake O'Brien, I would say he's doing like a 6.5 to 7 out of 10 job being a right back. So right now he is filling in that role really well. And then from there, so the two I would expect to go in would be Idrissa Gana Gueye and James Garner. So again, Idrissa Gueye, number 6, holds the fort, knows what he's doing, can really do a good crack and tackle. James Garner gets up and down the pitch, can make a nice little pass here and there, and he's just the extra legs in the field when we need them. And then our 3, that being Jack Grealish. I went to go and see Jack Harrison then. I would have upset a lot of fans for that. So yeah, Jack Grealish, Drewsbury Hall. I keep forgetting Drewsbury Hall's name. And Iliman Ndiaye. Now, Iliman Ndiaye on the right. I know this could be potentially a controversial one and everything like that. You could be turning around saying, oh no, why not just have him in the middle? In all honesty, Drewsbury Hall is the centre point in that middle. You need him as that focal point because all the passes are going to be going to him and he's going to be distributing them back out, whether that being pulling them straight through to our striker, bringing them out to the left to Jack Grealish, pulling them out to the right, catching the overlapping run of Asnu. There's so many ways that these can work out and he is going to be the key focal point. I mean, in that game against Roma, even though he would have been knackered, he didn't know the squad too well, his passing was just absolutely sublime. He can distribute, he gets the right pace, he knows the right amount of power to do it. He's got everything down to a T. He's got it to a fine art. I'm fanboying over this guy. It's funny, isn't it? So yeah, and then, so from there, and then the focal point at the top is going to be, I'm currently drawn between Barry and Beto. I think Moyes himself will go Beto to start out, and maybe if Beto isn't cutting the mustard, Barry comes into it. But if it was me, you know what? No, Beto. Beto is our focal point at the top because I think he's got a point to prove. He hasn't had a great pre-season. And I think coming into this season, he needs to go into this now and just say, right, I know what I need to do, and this is how I'm going to do it. And with the likes of Grealish, Ndai, Dewsbury Hall providing for him, he should be getting a brace in that Leeds game. And all I can say to that is I'm excited. I am very, very excited at this point in time. If we get our right wingers, if we get our right back, if we get our extra number six, we've basically got a complete squad there. You've got Jake O'Brien as a backup for Tarkowski or Jared Branthwaite. You've got Michael Keane there, vice versa. You've got Adam Asnu, you've got Mikalenko, you've got Patterson. We've now got Dwight McNeil, Charlie Alcaraz. We've got Beto, Chimiti. We've got Harrison Armstrong, who might potentially go out on loan just to get some more time. I think if we were to get him out on loan, maybe to, say, the Bundesliga, La Liga, or even the Championship, get some more into him. But for the time being, I do genuinely think having him in this squad right now is critical. Because we do need that number 8, potentially. If Dewsbury Hall's just slowing down or getting a bit, held up a bit, or James Garner picks up an injury or a knock, or just a Garner Gay picks up an injury or a knock, God forbid he doesn't do that. Touch wood, he is good all season. If any of those guys sort of, end up having to backpedal a bit, I mean, hell, the African Cup of Nations is going to potentially trip us up. I mean, we've got, I'm not sure what nationality Tiana Barry is. I'm not sure whether he is part of the AFCONs. But we know Idrissa Gueye is. We know Iliman and Dai is. So, Asnu. He's Moroccan, isn't he? Yeah, he's Moroccan. So he'll potentially get whipped up with that. So we could potentially lose anywhere between 3 and 4 players in that regard. So we do need these guys on the bench to come in and fill in those roles as and when needed. But for now, I'm excited. I am very much excited. So let's say, for argument's sake, we get our full squad. So we've got, we've got our 2 goalies. We've got our 4 centre backs. We've got our 2 left backs. We've got our 2 right backs. We've got 2 number 6s. We've got 2 to 3 number 8s. We've got our 2 to 3 number 10s. We've got our 2 left wingers. We'll have our 2 right wingers. We've got our 3 strikers. We have essentially almost got a full squad that we can use. And if these are exciting young players in on the wings who can cover when our senior players are falling back through injuries, suspensions, African Cup of Nations, or just the performance takes a drop, we could potentially be looking at, I don't want to get too excited, a potential Europa Conference League position. I think, what is that, 7th or 8th this season? I'm not too sure. But what you got to take into account as well is the Champions League space as well. So at the moment we went back to 4, but if the 5th slot opens up for the Premier League again, so you got them, and then 6th and 7th for the Europa League, I think it is. They open up, and then the 8th would be for the Europa Conference, and then whoever wins the Carabao Cup goes into Europa Conference. Unless you're Crystal Palace, and then you have to go into the Europa Conference after winning the FA Cup, all because of Texter owning another club and having it become a conflict of interest. I hope this doesn't happen with Everton. I know they've been quite smart with it. They've tried to we've basically broken up the Freaking Group into 2 subsidiaries. So technically, I think it's Everton owned by the Freaking Group and Roma are owned by a subsidiary of the Freaking Group. So technically, if, let's say for argument's sake, Everton get in the Conference League and Roma get in the Conference League, we shouldn't have a conflict of interest there. Fingers crossed, touch wood, salt over the left shoulder, everything to make sure this is the case. Because I'll be honest, if we do get Conference League, I would be happy with that in all honesty. But we'll go into more depth in that tomorrow. I will make a full-on video about that for the season ahead, what I'm expecting. Now, bear in mind, this will be one prior to the season, the transfer window closing. After the transfer window closes, I will make another one. But for the time being, I'm just going to make one, just talking about it in the sense of what we've got right now. And then, as I said, later on down the line, make a secondary one. And if you guys like it, sweet. If not, I understand. But in any case, guys, I have talked on now for nearly 15 minutes more than likely. And I hope you guys are excited about this season now, as I am, because we've just got essentially this is going to be our marquee signing. Jack Grealish is the marquee signing for this season. So everyone else that we get after this, I don't know, unless we end up getting the right wing version of Lenny Yamal, or we end up getting the bloody, some up and coming lads who's ends up becoming like an absolute beast on that right wing or the right back position. Hell, we end up getting someone who's that good that Dave Moyes turns around and goes, you know what? We're changing tactics here just so we can fit you in proper. So you end up having, say, like a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-2-1 sort of formation, something along those lines. We end up we change up the squad that little bit to accommodate for this next lads, and it ends up making it so that we end up bloody winning the entire lot. Hey, I can only hope. But in any case, guys, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I do greatly appreciate your continued support. If you like it, you know what to do. If you want to suggest anything, put it down in the comment section below. If you want to share it with people, I would not be against that. Please share this with your friends, your family, fellow Evertonians. Do what you need to do. Also, I would like to say a massive shout out to all the guys down here. These guys are part of the Cup of Coffee tier here on the School of Science TV channel. If you want to be like these guys and get your name down in the banner below, why not become a part of the Cup of Coffee tier? It is less than £1 a month and it helps this channel massively. Now with their help, I've been able to afford to get a new CPU and a new motherboard for this computer. It's ironic that it's broke right now. Well, it's not essentially broke. One of the hard drives just bloody decided to crap itself. And it's currently getting itself fixed, but unfortunately it's at the moment at 10 hours. So let's see, right now it is 10 PM at night, so 8 AM tomorrow morning, it should be fixed according to that. I doubt that because that's an ETA. But as I was saying, your contributions to the channel help make this channel so much better. So what's going to happen is once we get the next payout from YouTube, this wall's going to get an extra layer of paint. We're going to try and expand the acoustic foam a little bit, try and bring it around the corners a little bit. I'm also going to be painting the walls either side as well. And then on top of that, we'll be looking at getting a DJI Pocket for match days. So what will happen is I'll do like a little match day vlog, and then we'll compile it into the video for the post-match reaction. We can talk about things more as they've happened rather than me having to sort of recirculate all my memories and everything like that, looking back at the game and then, putting the video out like that. It'll try and make everything a bit more of a smoother transition, and we'll be able to upload things a bit quicker as well. Because potentially what we could do is we could do the post-match, say, straight at the final whistle. So I could literally be sitting in my seat, talking about the post-match, talking about this game that's happened. And then from there, pretty much just edit it quickly on my phone on the way home. Get it up by the time I get home. So let's say we have a 3 o'clock kickoff. By 7 PM at the latest, the video's with you. Something like that, But yeah, guys, again, I have talked your ears off too much now. I do apologise. I would like to thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you guys tomorrow. And up the freaking toffees and up the massive carved toffees. Take care. Have a great one. Peace.